Well guys, I just bought this Kobalt. It's a 1/2-inch square drive, max torque, air impact wrench with 1,000 foot-pounds of torque. And the item number is a 0840780. The model number is an SGY-AIR 236. So let's take it out of the package and see what it looks like. Alright, so I took it out of the package, and one of the things I did, it had this stupid sticker on the front of it here about alerts. You know how the attorneys are, having to warn you about everything. So I tried to take that off and had a little trouble getting that off. I'll take that off at another time. It'll probably just wear off. But anyways, that's that sticker they had on the front. So the next thing I have to do is put my quick connect stud on. Manufacturers don't provide those because they have no idea what type of fitting you're using. And let's see if we can see down in there. Okay. Now I put Teflon tape on the fitting, the stud there. Even though it did come with some stuff on it, I always like to use Teflon tape. Okay, so before I go any further, as per the website, it says that it's a composite construction for reduced weight and less fatigue, 4 forward power settings and 1 in reverse. It's got 1,000 foot-pounds of ultimate torque, 1/2-inch square drive, and it says 5 cubic feet per minute at 90 psi. And maximum speed, rotation, RPMs is 7,000. Alright, so this is the new Kobalt, and on the right is the Chicago pneumatic that I've had for eons. And I'm not sure what the actual torque is on that, what the foot-pounds is. I've had that a long time. But just to look at the difference, we'll look at the back side of it. Weight-wise, I don't know. Weight-wise, it seems like the CP might be just a hair heavier, but you see that the Kobalt's much wider. Probably got a bigger impact mechanism in there. And as far as the length, I would say the Kobalt is just a hair, real close, but I'd say the Kobalt's just a hair longer. Now we're going to take a look at the new Kobalt, the 1/2-inch square drive, which is 1,000 max foot-pounds, and we see on the right is my Chicago pneumatic 3/4-inch square drive, which I've had again for eons, since the 80s, and believe me, it is much heavier than the Kobalt. But as I recall, and I don't know what the ultimate torque on this CP was, if it was like 750, 500, I don't remember. This is way back when, you know, they weren't producing as much as today. They can get just so much more force out of these new designs. So I do know that this Kobalt is way more, you know, quite a bit more than the CP. And the CP is heavy. I mean, this thing is heavy, okay? Very heavy when we compare it to the Kobalt, which is so much lighter. And if it's going to produce more torque, I'd rather have this, even though if I'm going to use a 3/4 inch socket, I'll just put a reducer. I'll go from half to 3/4. But a lot of times, my 3/4 inch Chicago, I would break it down to a 1/2 inch, depending what I was doing. So, in any event, that's why I thought I'd buy this. It's a smaller package with more power. Now, something to take note of is on the Kobalt, the muffler and where it would shoot oil out is at the base of the handle, whereas on the two CPs, they're right down here at the front of the tool, at the base of the tool here of the body. So it's kind of shooting it out onto the tool, sometimes maybe onto your work, whereas this is away from your work. So here's my 1/2 inch Chicago pneumatic, and I've got it set to full power in forward. Let's hear how loud this is. And likewise, my 3/4 inch square drive CP, I've got it set to forward and at its full power setting. And the Kobalt, again, forward and with full power. Now looking at some of the controls, obviously this is your throttle lever, square drive in, and I like the way this is back here. You see it's got forward and reverse, forward, reverse, and you just simply push in. Just like that. Nice and simple. On the back side, you really can't bump them. I have in the past on my Chicago pneumatic bumped them. Here, the way your hand is on it, you can't bump them because it's not coming out the back and the front where I bumped them before here. So here it's nice, positive. You're either in forward, reverse, and then you've got your speed settings here. This would be the fastest. And it does have click stops. They're nice and positive. So this is the slowest speed setting, second, third, and fourth. And again, they're nice and positive. You can hear them. I love the rubberized surface here on your hand. This is really nice. It's rubberized here and here. If you're setting it down, you can pick it up. Nice grip. Very comfortable. Now it does have the information on the side here, on the right side of the tool. And it's just a tag. I may pull that off because the one edge was actually starting to come up here. I'll probably just take it off and put it in the instruction manual. It's not a metal tag, so that way I'll have all the information for it and it won't get damaged. Alright, so let's turn this to the different speeds here. It's in forward and it's at the slowest, and I'll go up from the slowest to the fastest. how that jerks my hand when I do that. It's got some power. Go back down. Now, you're going to see that this is in the slowest. And I'll do it one more time. Then I'm going to go into reverse. Now, did you see that? Did you hear that? So if I go into forward at the fastest, then I go to the slowest in reverse, it's the same. So reverse is full power. Forward, you have 4 different speed settings. They're not infinite. You have to go by what they provide. But in reverse, no matter where this dial is set, you're at full power. Forward, slow, reverse, or I mean forward and fast. Reverse and low. So, it's not a big deal to me. It'd be kind of nice if you could throttle that so you had a little bit more control, but that's how that is. We're in forward, and I'll just go through the various setting here. At the moment we're on slowest.